today. It is Tuesday the 16th of September and I am down the yard, and please excuse the state of me. I'm struggling with a cold. Yeah, and there is a bit of COVID going around at the moment, but I don't think it's COVID. I think I've just got a bit of a cold, like a virally thing. Anyway, I digress on that. I work in healthcare, so I'm going to pick up bugs. So anyway, I'm actually a day off today, and I have come down to the yard because I'm going to pack. Do you know what? I've just sort of looked at like my recent video, and I think that was like 2 years ago when I went to Swaycliffe to do the riding club championships. And I've competed loads since, and I've done like recordings, but I've never got around to editing or doing anything. Life has just been so busy, work has been so busy, and yeah, by the time I get around to thinking I'm going to do it, it's too late. So anyway, I'm going to start this one here. So it is, like I said, it's the 16th of September, and this Saturday I am off to Somerset to stay with Theo's other owner. So Theo was gifted to me under circumstances that his previous owners remain his owner and stay on his life. It's very complicated. Anyway, we're going to go and stay up there until Wednesday, and then, or Thursday morning. Then Wednesday Steve is coming up he's catching the train to Taunton, and then I'm going to pick him up from there. And then on Thursday we are off to Cirencester, hopefully, touch wood, fingers crossed, there's still a week to go, to the Cotswold Cup championships, because Theo and I have qualified, become 25th in the league. So there's a bit of a background story to this, really. I sort of lost my nerve a few years back, especially with show jumping, and just stuck at 80. And I've done BE novice before on my old horse, and I don't know, I think when you go sort of out of it for a while and then try and come back in, and as you get older, your nerve sort of gets a bit, I don't know, you start thinking about like responsibilities and things. Anyway, so I've been sticking at 80, and I was like, I could see like my friend going up to 90, and I just wanted to get back up there. So I done 80 at the start of the year, and Theo just wasn't respecting it. I felt like I rode like a clown, and so I decided to enter Morton at the start, and never told anybody that was going apart from my closest friend, and Steve came with me. So we went up overnight, very chilled. Theo stayed in the stables. We booked like a pub down the road, and it was just so chilled, and I think there was no pressure. And if we came sick, we had a double clear, and that's the start of our points. And I said at the start of the year that I would go to 90 and I would not chase no points whatsoever for the league. I didn't want to put pressure on myself. I don't do pressure very well, and I just wanted to have a bit of chill time, just enjoy my horse, and yeah, roll forward. And we are 25th in the league. So we've actually officially qualified. We had a bit of a blip. I think it was probably end of May, beginning of June. We were due to go to Cirencester, and we stopped into Bicton on the way through. Now, Theo is a very sensitive thoroughbred of his feet, and speaking to a lot of people recently, a lot of horses and riders have all been having blips. I don't know whether it was the heat, but a lot of horses have been slamming on the brakes. Riders have been having like little confidence issues, and I'm not the only one. And Theo slammed on the brakes on sand, and I nearly came out the side door twice, and it really knocked me. And then he had like green, like thick, like snot coming out of his nose, and it was the hottest day as well, and he was quite heaving. And I made a decision, and we just drove back home, and I withdrew, got the vet out, got the farrier out. So he had bruised feet for a start, even though he wears pads, but the ground has just been cemented, and he had a virus up his nose, so he's probably passed on to me actually. But anyway, so yeah, so he sort of had 10 days off, and then I had to go back to like getting my confidence back again. So I had another lesson and he slammed on the brakes again, and I was just like, what is going on? And my non-horsey fiance was, so basically I bought a new bridle, okay, and the grackle had a massive sheepskin noseband there, which I've never had a big one before. And I thought, you know, sort of got the gear no idea kind of thing. I thought Theo looked quite cool. And Steve, my partner, was saying, it's he can't see, and that's why he's stopping. And I'm like, no it's not. Anyway, I sent the video to Theo's other owner, and she rang me back and she said, you didn't ride him disastrously at all. What happens, Theo's got a habit of throwing his head up in the air and having a bit of a strop, and as he threw his head up in the air and as he came down, there was a jump in front of him and he just didn't see it. So, oh, I hate being wrong. So Steve was right. So I had the scissors out and hacked down the sheepskin, which made it smaller. We went to, where was it? A few weeks ago, I went up to Pontypool to do the Cotswold Cup, but the week before I went up to Somerset again. And we hired Pontypool out just to show jumping. I went down there and he was wired and he was just so happy and he jumped fab. And then when we done the Cotswold Cup, he only had a pole down and I felt like we got it back. So yeah, so that was what was going on. We were sort of back on the same page again. And you know, we're both thinking the same. We're both a partner again, touch wood. And I think we just had a little bit of a blip, but I was seeing a lot of, especially thoroughbreds, slamming on the brakes and riders really having blips. So yeah, so that's what's been happening, is I've like had a little bit of a roller coaster. So we are heading to Cotswold, the Cirencester to the Cotswold Cup Championship. So that is the plan, and my aim is to do exactly the same as what I said at the beginning of the year. Have no expectations, just go and enjoy it, and whatever the outcome is, I've managed to succeed to get there. And yeah, so yeah, in reflection, I'm very proud. So I am down the yard now. Like I said, I've got a day off today. Theo had his shoes done this morning. So I've just been down to let him out. I've been to Moor Valley to go and get some haylage. Because not only have I got a pack for champs, I've actually got a pack for a few days before. So that's our aim today, is to try and get everything done, because I'm going to leave Saturday morning really, get up there, settle, because Sunday I've booked to go to Chard to do a couple rounds of BS, and then I've got a lesson on Wednesday to run through my tests, and then Thursday we should be off. So that is the aim of this weekend and beginning of next week. So I've got to get everything ready sort of today, apart from my tack needs to go in, but that can go in Saturday morning because I want to keep that locked up. But we've got to get all like the camping stuff we have purchased, which is on top. We have got a new tent box, so it will be our first time sleeping in it. We've got like the biggest one going because to cater for dogs when they go away, and so we've got a mansion on top, so that should be good fun. So yeah, so I'm just gonna muck out Theo's stable, and then I'm gonna get most of my stuff ready. Everything's washed, quite a lot of it's at home, so I'm gonna take, I've got a big bag and I'm gonna take all that home, load everything up that I need in the Jeep. I put stuff in the trailer that I need in the trailer, and then I can go home and then like start loading the camping stuff and bits and bobs. This is our tent box that we've got. A little mansion. Yeah, so I'll insert some pictures of what Steve's done when it was erected. I don't know if that's the terminology. Okay, so I've got this bag. It's a bag from a hairy pony. I like to call it my TARDIS bag because it is so deep and just perfect for what I do. I've just emptied everything out of there at the moment, so I'm going to pack bit by bit. Yeah, so I've got to sort through what I need to take rug-wise, because obviously he's going to be going out in the field up at Somerset. Anyway, these bad boys. I bought these from a friend. I used to have a saddle holder in my trailer, but my saddle kept getting covered in hay. That's what I'm trying to say. So I got these, and I'm so glad I did, because they're like little hivies, aren't they? So I got my plaiting stuff in there. I've got my stud kit in there. I did invest in these. You feel your studs. They're actually really good. Yeah, just some random cleaning. So my food. So basically what happened is when I don't know why I'm staring at a wall. Trying to actually turn the camera around. So when I went up to Somerset for a little holiday, it was the week before Pontypool, and I had to go back to work. So I came back home on the Monday, and then we were going up again on the Saturday. So I just kept Theo up there for the week. So I went to Mill Valley and bought a couple of bags of feed, which I've left up there. So I don't need to pack food. Do need to pack his supplements, which I've already done. They're in poo bags, so they're ready to go. And what else do I need to do? So my back protector and my riding boots are all up in Somerset still, because they obviously came to Pontypool with me. Denise did, and Denise took them back home, so then I didn't have so much to bring up. So in here I keep all my riding stuff, so we can have a look shortly. And then I've got my grooming kit, I've got my jump bridle, girth, dressage bridle, hacking bridle, but I obviously won't be loading them yet. This is the sheepskin that I've actually trimmed down. It's had a bit of a grade one. New girth. I've got to take some stable wraps with me, purely for the fact is that Theo last year, Stuart Chatham's Theo banged himself in the stable, and the trot up was a bit hairy because he had a little bit of heat, but he was sound, so they did pass him, but it was a bit nerve-wracking. And we were out walking around, and he had cold compression on, and oh my god, and I didn't really want to go through that again this year. So I've got some stable wraps that he can wear in the stable. Yeah, so I always leave things to the last minute, so I think I'm going to crack on and go through what I need. I tell you what I'm going to do. First things first, I'm going to go and clean out the back of the Jeep. That's what I'm going to do, and then I can load up stuff that I need to go in first it's not required, and then stuff I can take home. Yeah, thinking out loud. Right, thank you guys for being so patient with me. I'm not very good in front of the camera, but let's go. Right, so that's the back of the Jeep cleaned. So, God, it's full of sand because we went to the beach. But I think I put the 2 gazebos. But I think Rainy might be taking one, but a friend of ours is taking like a big one. So, yeah, Steve wants to take barbecue, and I'm like, no, I'm not taking a barbecue in the back of my trailer. So, yeah, so the barbecue is not coming, and I will make sure that that doesn't get snuck in my trailer. Right, next job. So this is the trailer. So I've got my wheelbarrow, mucking out tools. My mountain steps are tucked in behind. Got a little bit of water for on the way up. Feed buckets, water bucket, which is last year's Cotswold Cup gift. Wash buckets for 10-minute box. Got 2 small haylage and 1 big haylage. I can always get another one whilst I'm up there. So storage in the trailer when you're away. So yeah, so that is my trailer pretty much done. I always think once I got my feed, my riding stuff and tack, you can pretty much buy anything else in between. So yeah, got all that. I can't think, there's only this stuff at home now. Oh, I know, I've had to lock the dogs in. I'm sorry. The yard, it's not the yard dog, but the son's dog is around, and I don't know, I think it's okay, but I'll just keep mine locked in here. As you can see, they're busy. So all I've got left to do is put that in my bag. That's what I was meant to do. I should take that out now. Put that there, and I remember. And then I'm gonna ride this week, so I'll be using that. That's this competition head collar. It's jumping, that can probably be put away actually. And then I've got dressage saddle, jump saddle, spare girth, boots. I need to sort that out. So going on to here. Always carry a spare pair of gloves, especially the Wolfwear wool ones. They are so warm. So I haven't been given my number yet. I've got my spare numbers. I have got my number bib. I have got my spare number bib, which was Kanga's for Sim. So always keep that one in there. You never know when you need a spare number bib. So me being a pansy, I invested in the Race Safe back protector for shoe jumping. It's so comfortable, don't even know you got it on. So that's in there. And then I've got my whip, my spurs that need cleaning. So I've got my Griggs bag, my tote bag. That's usually keep my droppers and everything in there, so that can go in there. So my cross country hat is in Somerset. So I've got my riding hat. I bought, I didn't buy. I went to a riding club camp up at Cotswold and I got most improved, so I won a hat bag. Yeah, 46 and won most improved. It's hilarious. And then I bought myself a wash bag, but I'm gonna have to, let's see if I can get one hand bag. Please don't judge. CBD gummies. They have been a bit of a godsend to help me through my show jumping nerves. I wouldn't take 2, especially if you're going to drive. It's the only thing I can say. So I've got spare hair nets, another 2 spare hair nets. Like, you can have so many hair nets. Then I've got this little tie thing for your hair. And then my friend got me this, Brute's got me this for Christmas, the bow thing. And then I've got like showing stuff. Cross country, show jumping gloves, stopwatch. That just proves how much I was over the time. So that's in there. And then my show jacket is at home. It's hanging up. So that's coming in here. And then, oh, I've got number, bridle number, because I need one for the head collar and I need one for the bridle. So this is the Woofwear one. And I've got one up in my cross-country bag up in Somerset. So that will be for the head collar. So that's my riding stuff. And then like my shirt and jumpers and everything are all at home. So we shall do a proper load when I get back. Right, that's me done for the day. Theo's got his rug on, just giving him some feed. Trailer is pretty much, Denzel, come here. Trailer's pretty much ready. I've got some baler twine inside my trailer for like hanging rugs and stuff. So at the moment everything's in a bag. Hay net is filled. I'd say me and the boys are going to head home. I could do a cleaning my Jeep out really, but it looks like it's going to rain. And I don't really want to get the Hoover out if it starts raining with the electric. So I'm going to head home and get the camping stuff. Make sure that's there. Start getting the sleeping bags ready. Start packing my bag, I suppose. Yeah. Have a shower, have some food, read my list for tomorrow for work. And then yeah, it'll soon be Friday, and then I'll be like, oh, flapping. Just got to make sure I've got a spare saddle pad for show jumping on Sunday. That's another reason I want to have some early nights this week, because I'm jumping on Sunday. I'm jumping an 80 and a 90. That's all I'm doing, just to go in and just have a bit of fun really, and then go back. They have got a 2-day stay away show, but unfortunately I couldn't afford to do that, as well as champs. But another day. So what we're 45 minutes I think away from Chard for where we're going to stay. So yeah, so we're just going to whip down, do a couple rounds and then go back, and then that's my last lot of jumping and I'm done before champs. I'm so excited. Last day of work, feeling so much more refreshed, and head for Somerset tomorrow. So final packing tonight, and then I've got to get my clothes ready, and yeah, all good. So I just got to get through today. So but yeah, feeling so much better. So excited. So hacking out in Somerset was just amazing. So look at this view. You can actually see Wales in the background, or in the distance on a clear day. And to the right, you can see Weston-super-Mare. That is Hinkley Point, the power station, which is quite a big construction site at the moment. So we were able to ride sort of a loop around there. But look at that view. I mean, we're lucky in Cornwall, but I think that view was pretty amazing. So we actually came into the car park and turned left when we were actually supposed to be turning right. So we ended up hacking this way, and then I'd done a bit of an SOS call. We actually got up about, I don't know, about 7:15 and went for a really early ride, which was amazing. It was so quiet up there, and we literally rode along the seafront. We found like a common, like moorland, and we had a little canter. There was a little log on the floor, so we had a little pop over that. It was just lovely. I think the whole ride was like 2 hours, and we just thoroughly enjoyed it. Theo knew where he was going, obviously, because he used to live there. And yeah, we were on a bit of a pony adventure. So I will shut my mouth and let you enjoy it. It's really spinny in the middle. There we go. So we had some really good canter work. Theo was absolutely buzzing and full of it. So we felt really refreshed and ready to go. We did a 10 charge show jumping on the Sunday before this, and we done an 80-85, which was quite up to height. They were running behind when we got there, so that was a little bit of a stickler, but I ventured to Chad on my own, and I went to my BS show on my own, so I was quite apprehensive about it, I ain't gonna lie. There was a lot of children there, so they had like a school show jumping as well, and you know that put a lot of like timing behind, which, you know, it's unfortunate these things happen. But we had a pole in the 80-85, which was my fault. It was the last fence, and then I withdrew from the 90 really, because we had an hour's wait anyway, and then it ended up being longer, and I achieved what I needed to achieve. And with 4 days left for champs, I didn't want to upset the apple cart, so, and it was Baltic. So I withdrew and came back, and I was happy with that. You know, I could have felt I could have gone in and done a 90, but Theo's a kind of horse that will go off the boil. So I just made that sensible decision to come back. So I will insert some photos. But anyway, what I'm going to do is, this is my first part 1 of leading up to Cirencester Cotswold Cup champs. I've probably bored you to tears, and I do apologise for that. This is my second ever vlog that I've done. And I hope it's been okay for you. I never know what to put in them. It was just sort of like a get ready with me, spending some time in Somerset, and what leading up to it really. Let me know if there's any more that you want. Like I said, I do work full time, so you know, I can try and do what I can. And yeah, I really hope you enjoy it. So please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for part 2. In the meantime, I'll leave you with Theo.